Hey guys, what's happening? I haven't done a video in a couple of weeks. I thought I'd talk to you guys about what I've been up to and get you guys up to speed. Not vlogging has been really weird, but kind of good and bad in some ways. It's made me less productive, but it's also given me time to do things that I wasn't able to do before. It's sort of made me relax a little bit more in general, which again has its own positives and negatives. But last month in goal time I said I wanted to spend February trying to finish off stuff from F.A.T.1 that I hadn't finished yet and improving my running. I've got work to finish on the F.A.T.1 EP. I still have to finish up making all the booklets. That's mainly what I want to focus on this month. That and running. I did a bit more in F.A.T.1. I managed to get all of these albums done, so they're all finished now except for mine, because mine I want to put in a frame and I need to create separate artworks and print those up so that I can put them in a frame, but that'll have to wait until I can afford to do that anyway. But running I have improved on. I finally got my 1 hour 10k run. I also improved my 5k time. Yeah, so got a PB for 5ks, which was 24:17, and I did 10ks in 57 minutes 11 seconds. I keep looking up there because I've actually made a I've got, like, when I walk into my studio, right, there's my desk where I put stuff and I can do some work, and I've just pinned things onto my acoustic foam to have a constant reminder of things that I've got to do. Here is all the main stuff that I want to accomplish. So this is stuff that I've had to do for F.A.T.1. I've finished my booklets now, and the next thing I wanted to do was work on a music video for the Deep Wood, which I was thinking about doing today, but I spent all day working in here on a track. I'll just tick that off. I've done that. I've got a couple ideas. I've got some ideas for shots I want for the Deep Wood, because the song is like about just going into this really sort of trippy, dark kind of forest or wood. Well, we don't really call them woods here in Australia, but it's an effective term. So I was just going to have shots of, like, just moving through trees, and I want to find a path. There's one up near the lookout that's kind of got, like, nice trails and that. I want to have, like, just shots of, like, moving through the trails, and, like, some shots of me looking around and being confused, or, like, just sort of stuff that helps tell the story of, like, moving into a wood. It doesn't have to be very complicated. It's just gonna try and help move the song along. The F.A.T.1 documentary, or the making of that, I haven't started yet, so that's gonna take a while. But I really feel motivated to do it. It's just, like, a matter of doing it. And, like, other stuff. I came up with an idea for, like, a few other things. I've got a movie that I might want to work on later in the year or at some point. Moving is taking time. I've been doing a fair bit of work out there, moving stuff out, throwing old things out, like old food and that. And I've started tearing the wallpaper off of my grandpa's old bedroom. I'm gonna turn that into my library, but I need to paint it and all that sort of stuff first. I'm gonna try and get most of the house set up before I even bother putting my studio in there, because I want my studio to be there when I can stay there more or less permanently. I don't have to worry about coming into town. So I've got to get like internet set up there and all that sort of stuff. Like, that's gonna take a little while. During my break of not vlogging, Tim came around, and you guys remember Tim, I hope. He and Tim, you'd be watching this, you're one of my best viewers. So he came around and we worked on a song called Evolve, and that turned out pretty cool. Hopefully you guys have already checked that out, but if you haven't, then I'll put the link in the description. What else is going on? Yeah, one of the things that's been good about not vlogging is having time to watch things rather than just watching back video that I've recorded, because that would take like a couple hours a day. It means that I've got a couple hours free every day to just watch things. Like, so I've finished watching Jessica Jones on Netflix, and what else have I watched? I've been watching, like, last night I finished watching a Massive tutorial, like the Massive synthesizer by Native Instruments. It's a really complicated synthesizer that I've used. I used it on F.A.T.1 and all that. I've been using it for most of the songs that you've heard in my vlogs for the last couple of months. But I've always sort of been using presets and just using it very subtly. This is what it looks like, just so you have some sort of idea of what I'm talking about. I won't go into depth about it, but that's what Massive looks like. So it's like got a bunch of synthesizers, oscillators, sorry, and it kind of just confused me about how it all worked, because yeah, I won't go into too much depth, but you can like basically start anything from scratch. And what I've done, I watched a whole tutorial last night on it. It went for a couple of hours. That's how in depth it is. But I've also got this signal analyzer, which is really helping me to it's just a free VST that when I make a sound, I can visualize what the sound, that's one of the sounds I was working on today. But if I go into like a blank Massive, I can show you something a little bit more simple than that. We'll go to a new sound, and one of the things I didn't understand was like wavetable position. That's this knob here. So if I've got like a very basic example, sine square wave, when that's all the way to the left, it's a sine wave, which looks like, oh sorry, that's the old, like this. That's a sine wave. But then when it's all the way to the right, it's a square wave, so it like changes into that sort of. And you can do all sorts, like just how much I've learnt about how you can like, sorry for saying like so many times, but how you can modulate stuff in there. I'll have to do in another video. It's really capable, like, it's really crazy, but it's awesome. And I made a song today that is just, all the lyrics are about like what I'm playing, basically. It's just about like So some of the lyrics are a smooth square wave, bent in modulation, enveloping noises. It's like they're alive. But then I've like put it through the actual synthesizer so it sounds like it's meant to. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So that's what I've been doing all day today, and I've still been like, I haven't been making new songs every day, but most days, or like a few times a week, I've been making new beats and ideas, but not really working on a song for any more than one sitting. Once I sort of get an idea out, then I'll just leave it and I'll start a new one. Yeah, otherwise I just can't be objective about it anymore. It's difficult. So having more time is great to do things like that. I've got lots of more tutorials I really want to go on lyndia.com and watch, particularly for like more video editing stuff. I've got to like watch stuff on special effects, like learning how to use After Effects, and then different design things like Illustrator and InDesign. Yeah, and what else? Something else. Oh, I've been doing a few videos on my gaming channel too, but I haven't done that in like the last week or so, but I've got like 3 or 4 more episodes I think on that channel from my last video on this channel. Going through Deus Ex has been really fun. I love that game. Once I finish that, I can go back to F.A.T. 4. Then after that, I don't know what I'll play after that. Maybe you could recommend something, but I particularly like RPGs or like stealth games, so I'm not going to play like any FPS games, or I suppose Fallout is, but you know. Anyway, I have to go to work, so and that's about all I have to say anyway. Yeah, I'll catch you next time, whenever that is. Take care.